Hello YouTube, Simon here, welcome back to the channel, and the Final Fantasy VII Remake goodness just keeps on coming. So Square are continuing the hype train with a brand new article they've just put out there on the internet, so I'll leave a link to this in the video description. Now the bulk of the article is some new art and screenshots, which does look absolutely incredible, and I would encourage you guys to check that out. But I'm not going to be focusing on that for this video, we're going to be skimming over it, and instead looking at some features that are making their way back from Final Fantasy VII, which we didn't know about until now. And the first feature, this is one I'm very excited for, because I love this in the original game. Enemy Skill Materia! Yay! Actually, perhaps one of my favourite materias from the original Final Fantasy VII. And the thing is, I wasn't sure if this was going to be making an appearance in the remake. I actually expected for it not to be, because in the original game, the enemy skill materia is not made available to the player until right at the very end of the Midgar section, and even then, you cannot make use of it at all until you've completely left Midgar altogether. So the fact that they're including this in the remake is very, very exciting for me indeed. It is the materia, in my opinion, that just has the most amount of depth to it, because it can do so many things, it has so many uses. You know, even Knights of the Round, which, don't get me wrong, I would love it if that was in the remake, but they've got to save things for the next parts, haven't they? But even Knights of the Round was a one-use thing, wasn't it? You use it to kill enemies, that's what it was there for. But enemy skill had so much functionality to it, healing, buffing, debuffing, damage, you name it, you could probably do it with the enemy skill materia. And of course it became a collectible in and of itself because of all the enemies that you could encounter and actually learn abilities from, so that you could go ahead and complete it. And I get the feeling there's going to be a trophy tied to it here in the remake. Got no reason to believe that, I just suspect it's going to be the case. Okay, so if you want the Platinum Trophy, you'll probably want to keep an eye on this one. So I wonder what abilities you'll be able to learn with the enemy skill materia here in the remake. I've seen that clip in one of the trailers where Cloud is turned into a frog. And presumably that's going to be one of the enemy skills as well, so things like that. So how many there will be, how many actual skills we can learn, we have no idea for yet. But I love the way that even in the remake here, the enemy skill materia only has one level with AP max. Nice little callback to the original game there, where you couldn't gain any AP, etc. And just as a side note, while we're on the screenshot, we did know about this, but just in case you didn't, summon materia is limited to one materia per character as far as we know. As you can see, each weapon has one slot dedicated to summon materia, which is kind of separated over from the other materia slots, but we see that again here. Right then, so that's the first new feature that I really wanted to bring to your attention. So let me know in the comment section if you're excited about the return of enemy skill materia, and if you are, which particular enemy skills you would like to see making their appearance here. Okay, next up, are you ready for the next exciting feature that is returning to the Final Fantasy VII Remake? And I'll be honest with you, didn't expect this, but it's coming back, so I'm very happy about that. The Battle Arena is making a return. So here, the Battle Arena is going to be located in Wall Market. Now, in the original Final Fantasy VII, this was, of course, located in Gold Saucer, and I'm not sure if it's going to be working exactly the same way as it did in the original FF7. I'm expecting it's going to be very similar, but with a lot more depth to it, because that's generally the concept of how the remake is taking, you know, various directions in all of these features. It's expanding upon how they existed in the original game. So I suspect that's going to be the same here. There's probably going to be a lot of endgame content located. At least I'm really hoping that's going to be the case here in the Battle Arena. You know, a good Colosseum in a Japanese role-playing game is a really good feature, especially when it's done well, and I really hope it's going to be here in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So let me know what you think about the return of the Battle Arena here in the remake, and how you would like to see that really fleshed out upon here in this game. And then the final feature that I want to mention that is spoken about in the article is the return of the Beginner's Hall. So perhaps this isn't as exciting as the other two features, but it is something that was in the original game, so it is worth mentioning that it is making its return here. The Beginner's Hall in Final Fantasy VII was a place you could visit early on in the adventure, and there was a whole load of tutorials that you could undertake here. Well, it seems like there's going to be a whole load of new tutorials now in the remake, and we're going to learn all about weapon enhancements, which is a new feature to the Final Fantasy VII Remake, think of Keyblades from Kingdom Hearts, rather than having to replace your weapons, which is something you can still do. You can in fact level up weapons, power them up, make them stronger. I believe it was confirmed that even the starting weapons, such as the Buster Sword, you can take throughout the entire adventure if that's the decision you wish to make, and you won't be penalised for doing so. Or you can, of course, go ahead and swap weapons out for more powerful weapons if you don't want to go the levelling up route. So there we have it then. We can see Biggs and Wedge at home as well. And the final feature is a new feature that I want to talk about, and that's the Jukebox. So we all love a bit of Final Fantasy VII music, don't we? The soundtrack is phenomenal in this game. I don't think this is a surprise that a feature like this has been included, but it's nice to have confirmation of it. So we can go around the game collecting various tracks, sheet music, etc., and then we can return to the Jukebox and play the tracks that we've collected until presumably we've collected the entire soundtrack, and I'm sure many of you watching this will want to do just that. So there we have it then, guys. 4 features which we now have confirmation of returning or making their debut appearance, in fact, in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's the Enemy Skill Materia, a form of the Battle Arena, although now appearing in Wall Market as opposed to Gold Saucer, the Jukebox, and the Beginner's Hall. So let me know which of these features gets you the most excited, and if there's anything that hasn't yet been announced that you would like to see making a return in the remake, then please do share your thoughts on what those features might be as well. But I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Don't forget to stick around the channel if you wish for more Final Fantasy VII Remake content going forward. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Well, folks, thanks so much for stopping by the video today. Now, perhaps I might be able to persuade you to come and join us over in the Fuzzfinger Gaming Discord channel. It's a great place where we can continue on with the conversation, and I'll leave a link to it down in the video description. Until next time, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.